A unique San Diego gem that has been carved by centuries of ocean waves is now one of the top destinations to visit. California Live correspondent Angela Sun takes us on an adventurous escape to the La Jolla Sea Caves.
San Diego is known for its quintessential California coastal experiences. Sun, sand, and surf are staples for many locals and travelers alike. But there's a not-so-hidden gem that is one of the only places in the world you can get up close and personal with the geological wonder by kayak.
So we're here with Josh Ocean Thomas. That is his true middle name.
That's my name.
Ocean.
Josh Ocean Thomas.
So you should know a lot about the ocean, right, Josh?
I know a few things about the ocean, enough to get the job.
And so you're going to take us out on this kayak tour, but what are we going to be seeing?
So we're going to be making our way to the La Jolla Sea Caves. They're really incredible. It's a really incredible spot. These caves are eroded into these beautiful, large, 100-foot tall sea caves. It's so unique because we have an underwater canyon, which is really incredible. I'm a scuba diver. It's one of my favorite things to see, especially at night. You get a lot of biodiversity out here. This is probably the most biodiverse part of San Diego. This and Del Mar really kind of showcase La Jolla's natural beauty in the ocean. About 50 meters offshore right here, we have an underwater canyon where the seafloor goes from about 40 feet and drops to about 1,900 feet. Oh, wow. It's a huge underwater canyon. It kind of works as a highway for big mammals to come in. That's how we get our bottlenose dolphins, our common dolphin, which is the name of the species, that come into the shallow waters. So that kind of creates a lot of biodiversity. We have a huge rocky reef ecosystem as well, and that's where all of our California state fish, the Garibaldi, hang out. That's where our green sea turtles are. And then we have a huge population of sea lions and seals. They're all protected by the state. Everything you see from that pier all the way to that rock is all protected federally. So this is a safe haven for sea life.
So tell me about the sea caves, because it seems really unique to this whole region.
Well, we got the 7 sea caves. They're absolutely wonderful. They stand at about 110 feet. Crystal clear water in there. Gets a little colder because there's no sunlight.
But how do they form? Like, what's the history?
Well, we have the Rose Canyon fault line right here. So it's a fault line. It's not anything that's going to cause us much danger. Basically, what you'll see when we get over there is you'll see one side of the cliff caving into the ground, pushing the other one up. So it's kind of like this motion you're seeing. So those caves are coming out of the ground more and more every single year, little by little, and they're creating this huge erosion process, and that's what's giving us our sea caves.
So you're a multi-generational La Jollan, specifically in San Diego.
Yeah, this is home.
And you've seen things change a lot, but how have you seen the popularity and the demand of these kayak tours grow? And, you know, it seems like a local would write it off as such a touristy thing to do.
Yeah, of course. Well, the tourism in La Jolla has skyrocketed in like the last few years, mostly because social media, you know, people have, more access.
It's like a bucket list thing
Exactly.
to do.
It's becoming a bucket list thing, and I don't think it's just for tourists at all. It's a super important thing for the locals to do as well. I mean, what a waste to live in such a beautiful area and not see the reserve that we have. Obviously, I mean, there's tons of tourists from all over the world here, thousands of people down here a day, but I think it's important that every local comes down here and see what we have. I mean, it's home, and it's absolutely worth it, especially come out on these tours. La Jolla Kayak specifically, it's the original Sea Cave tour.
Michael and Sherry Luscombe started the first and original kayak tour in 1994 as a way to introduce the unique topography of San Diego's coastline to others.
We're both native La Jollans, and he wanted to be in the water as his industry of choice. He wanted to do something for the public in the water, especially enjoying. He just thinks of this area as such a small jewel of an area, and he had seen kayak activity in places like Costa Rica and Hawaii, and we had not seen any of that here in San Diego. So he brought that activity here and started to provide tours and rentals to people enjoying this underwater reserve area back in '94, and we started our shop and have been here for 30 years. Just every year now, the activity is like the top 5 thing to do in San Diego. Very popular and accessible to a lot of people, so it's been great.
What's the key to success?
I think the thing at least I can say for that is I feel like we are both of us are natives here, so we love the town, we love the community, and we try to hire the best people, and just being very involved down here every day for the last 30 years and trying to keep it safe and work with all the neighbors and all the other vendors.
The 90-minute Sea Caves tour starts at check-in, where you get suited up in your gear and meet your tour guide. A quick walk to the beach and onto the kayaks. One of the more exhilarating parts of the tour is getting past the whitewash. It's definitely good exercise, and those caves looked a bit closer from land. When Josh and I first got out to the marine reserve, we checked for leopard sharks in the shallows and found a couple. Then we made our way over to the 7 caves, said hi to some sea lion friends from a distance, and it was actually perfect timing with the tide to kayak through one of them. It was such a thrilling and unique experience to be surrounded by this naturally carved phenomenon. Get on out there and see this gem for yourself.
Absolutely stunning. Thanks, Angela.